What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our first ever video where we are actually going to go over all of the trades that we basically called out today in the Alpaca Trading Discord group chat. And we're basically going to go over why we decided to make those entries at that point, and how you could have profited from them, where you needed to be patient, and how eventually every single trade that we called out today made you money. Now, just to make this as simple as possible, I have simplified my Thinkorswim platform here. I'm not using too many indicators. I'm just keeping it really, really simple, because honestly, what really matters at the end of the day is price action and volume. The indicators, of course, just will help you down here to support the price action, but what really matters is what's going on here in the chart and what's happening, and then we kind of support that with the RSI, the MACD, and so on. So I'm just gonna go over real quick what I have here on my chart so that you guys are familiar with it, because this may look quite different from the way you have it on your screen. So I am right here on the first and foremost the 1 day 1 minute chart. So each one of these candlesticks represent 1 minute. I am here on BABA because that was the first one that was called out this morning by Kayla. Down here, this white line that you see here is where it says $170.17 was where Kayla made her call. So break and hold above 170.17 and enter right there with the break and hold. Down here is my volume. Okay, this is my volume average actually, so it shows me the volume for each minute, and then if it's at or below the average of the day. That's what that line does right there. Down here is the RSI, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with, and of course the MACD, which shows momentum for the play. So I'll go straight into it. Oh, and before I forget, everybody is familiar with lines of support and resistance, which is obviously the first thing that we draw when we look at a chart. But I just want to show you here the other lines that I have here in the chart. And again, I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible. So this line that you see right here is my moving average exponential, which I have set at 6 days. And then I have my 12-day moving average exponential here. So I have at 12 and then at 6. Then this one is my simple moving average of 50, and this is my simple moving average of 200 days. So again, depending on the time frame that you're in, all of these indicators will show will look a little bit different. So for example, you can see all the lines here. If I go back to the 1 year 1 day, the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA are of course going to look much different in the time frame. But either way, the whole point is that these lines help establish areas of support and resistance, which means that these are places where the stock will either bounce back from, or kind of go on an uptrend or on a downtrend once it hits these lines. So let's go ahead and start with BABA. So at around, let me check here, I think it was around here somewhere, probably around 9:55 or 9:54 or something like that, Kayla called out a call for BABA at 170.17. So let's go over this play and see where you could have entered, where you could have exited, and how you would eventually have ended up here making a profit of approximately $1.50, which, as you know, with options, is a lot of money. So let's go over the play real quick. Why did Kayla call out 170.17 for the call, because at the start of the day here, she notices that BABA started doing a bunch of consolidation in this area, and as you guys can see by the wicks here, it was really rejecting the 170, you know, around, I want to say like between 170.12, let's just say between 170 and 10 and 170.17. So it's not an exact number, but you kind of get the idea that the stock was kind of trying to come down here, and then it was trying to push up, but as you can see, the wicks just kept pushing it down, so it created an area of resistance here around 170.17. So right around, let's say 9:52, and this is all Eastern Standard Time, the stock basically pushed above that mark, 170.17, and then it kind of went on an uptrend from there. So what you can see here is not only did the confirmation come from the 170.17, but the confirmation also came from the fact that this entire time the stock was trending below the EMAs, as you can see. At no point whatsoever did the stock ever close above this 12 EMA line, ever, right? And the moment it hit 170.17, the green candles kind of just went all the way up, and now they started riding above the 12 and above the 6. And as you can see here, right before it confirmed the 12 and the 6 EMA crossed over, it can also be confirmed down here in the MACD, where the signal line and the MACD line cross over, and you also see on the histogram, you know, the green bars. You can confirm it with the volume down here being above average, and you see this volume push right here, and the fact that if you compare so let's compare this candle right here at 9:38, and actually let me actually make a better candle. So if we compare the RSI around this area, just to give you a clear area, because we are doing it on the 1-minute chart, so a lot of this stuff just happens too quickly, but just so that you understand the point, if you look at around this area right here, right, you're looking at the RSI showing about 25 on the RSI, right? So that means that the stock has obviously been oversold. So if you compare this area right here, right, with this area over here, okay, you're gonna notice a difference. Actually, let me change one sec, just give me 1 second. So you can notice, like, if you compare, let's say, let's just do this point right here. All right, so if you look at the RSI here at 9:38, and then you look at the RSI over here at around 9:52, you notice that these candles, that right here and right here at around, let's say, 170.08, so it hit 170.08 here and it hit 170.08 here. Look at the difference in the RSI, right? It's going from approximately here all the way to about here. Let me see if I can just move this around, right? So this is, I'm just showing you that even though the stock right here is kind of consolidating and staying within this same range, right? So let's say it's staying between 169.91 and 170.12 or so. Even though it's staying in a flat range consolidating, the RSI is literally shooting up, right? So what does that mean? This is what we referred to as bullish divergence. The stock is staying around the same place, but the RSI is moving up, right? So the whole point that I'm trying to make is this is a good indicator, right, that something's about to happen, something's about to shoot up, and it did. So again, now at 170.17, it confirmed with these giant two candles, and then of course once you have a huge move up like that, the stock is going to consolidate for a little bit and then just keeps moving up. Now we have two large areas of resistance coming up, which is this 50 SMA line and this 200 SMA line. The closer we get to these two, the harder it is for the stock to continue its upward momentum. But what you're looking, if you notice here, like let's say that you would want to, you took the you got to this part with these two candles, right? And then you saw this red candle right here, right? And you're like, oh crap, I'm just gonna sell because it's just gonna come straight down. Well, notice how it respected right here the 6 and the 12 EMA. So even though the stock consolidated, it never went, the candle never closed below the 12 or the 6, right? So you look here as it comes up, the wick closes below the EMA, but the candle does not. It stays inside of the 12 and the 6. As it's coming up, it hits this resistance right here with the SMA. Just like I said, it's gonna test it, right? So what is gonna do? It's gonna bounce back. Okay, it bounces back, but it respects the 12 EMA, as you can see here. It respects it. It comes back up, shoots through the 50 SMA, and then it boom, just keeps going up, 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 up. So what I'm trying to show you guys is don't panic sell anytime you guys see, a stock, trying to retest an area, because it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to do that. Like, that's what it's going to do. A stock is just not going to shoot up the whole way. And then as you can see here, it continued going up, and here is the 200 SMA, and of course now we're getting close to a resistance. If we pull back a little bit, we're getting close to a resistance of, let me just zoom back here. We're getting close to some resistance here that are experienced pre-market, and this is when we know, okay, right around here at 171.65, I am most likely going to hit some sort of resistance, right? So when to sell? Well, that's up to you. I mean, I would probably have sold right around here, right? Right around the 200 SMA. That's where I would probably have sold. But as you can see, it pushed back further. It gained another, let's see, another, not too much, but another 0.22%, and then it came all the way back down. So again, as you can see, this right here was an awesome play right now. Like this was a great play. If you would have gone in here at 170.17 and rode it all the way up to 171.4, that would have been $1.23 that you could have made with a contract, right? So now, remembering this 170.17 and having this in mind, and again, we're on the 1 minute chart, the stock now pulls back, goes back down through the SMAs, the EMAs, and now what it's going to do? Well, it's going to come back right where it started. Why? Because it tries to retest it. Okay, it's going to try to retest that 170.17, and as you can see, it went below it, but it never went below this line right here, where it created a little bit of support. Let me just make sure I have this right. Right there. See how the wick never touches the lowest closing point here? So what it's doing is it's sort of creating a higher low. As you guys can see here, it's creating a higher low. So that kind of gives me an idea now that the stock is going to reverse again, and it's going to shoot back through 170.17, which it did. Excuse me, which it did, right? So could you have entered here? Yes. Would you have made money? Yes. But what BABA did is that it actually went above it. It retested it, which is what we see here. And now that it retested it and it got rejected by this support, now it went up all the way to 171.80, right? So again, going back to 171.80 and seeing the second play that you could have done, right? Here's where it broke 170.17. Again, there's the switch right there, the crossover on the EMAs. It goes above the 50 SMA, bounces off the 200, right? Which is understandable because it's a stronger resistance. Comes back down. Watch how it comes back down. Here's where most people would have sold, right? Here is where most people would have sold. But now you have a history that you can go back to. So you can set your stop loss, right? Right around here, 170.17. This is where you started. So you can either set your stop loss for the option or your mental stop loss right here at 170.17, or if you want to be more aggressive, 169.91. I mean, you losing, let's say 35 cents on an option contract versus you gaining $1.50, that's a pretty good risk to reward ratio. So notice how it came back down here and it barely flirted on the wick with 170.17, and it completely rejected it, and then it started going back up, and then eventually went all the way up above the EMAs, above the SMAs, and again, you could have made a good let's say here $1.77 off, or let me be a little bit fair because we said 170.17, so $1.58 here. So that's the second play, and you could have made another $1.11, so about $2.60 of play here on BABA today with KLS call. And so this would have been a good exit point right here. And again, you don't want to get too greedy. At this point, as you can see, the stock went back up here as the market closed, but it never went above the 171.80 or around this area right here. So really nice play there. Again, you look at all of the indicators, and now you understand that what you really need to just remember is a stock is going to retest, right? And if it holds this support, now you have 2 times that support, so now it's going to go up even more. So it's all about patience, guys. Most people would probably have sold right around here, right around here. But if you would have held it all the way, again, respecting the support lines, you would have made a good amount of money. All right, so let's go to SPY. Here is SPY for the day. This was Mike that called it. Let's see here. I should have put, where's the line? Oh, I thought I had a line here. Let me see here real quick. Sorry, I'm just trying to, oh no, there it is. Now I drew it. Okay, so Mike did a put. He said if it breaks below 276.96, enter a put, right? So what we understand here is the reason why after the market opened, why he called 276.96 is because of this area right here of consolidation where SPY just tried to hold or basically hit that support level so many times and it was just rejected, right? So as you can see, SPY did its own thing. It was trading pretty flat today, by the way, but eventually it tried again to break that support, and then finally it did right here, and then you had a nice move here from 276.96 down to about 276.30, 38. So about a 50 to 60 cent move here after you would have after a broken hold through here, and then again it started reversing here. You see this doji here, this kind of like indecision candle, and then it just kind of starts pushing back up. But if you notice, again, that 276.96, it bounced right off of that resistance, right? It bounces right off of that resistance, and then it just keeps coming down, and now it goes down to about 276.35, which is about 75 cents, right? And then it kind of goes back up. So when do you enter and when do you exit? Well, notice how during this entire run right here, it was trading below the EMAs, both of the EMAs. Right around here, when it starts going above it, you could have basically exited here. If you would have been patient, you would have waited for the rejection of that old support, which now became the new resistance, rejected it many times, and then it came back down here, and it went a little bit lower than usual. Now, I wouldn't call this a great play. SPY did not have a lot to offer today from this play in specific, but could you have made money? Yes. Would you have been able to do it with patience? Yes. And notice how right here, it really bounced off that 50 SMA, right? Did it beautifully, and it came back down. The stock did not shoot back up until it went above that 50 SMA, confirmed it with the EMAs, and then it just basically rode this kind of 45-degree angle wave all the way until the market closed. Okay, let's go to Kron. So Kron was a put below 22.66 and a call above 22.91. So again, right around here, let me see when this was called out. So Kron was called out at around 7:15 a.m. Actually, that's 10:15 a.m. Right around here. So Kayla, this was Kayla's call, and she said, okay, Kron, if it drops and holds below 22.66, because she noticed how that number was getting rejected during this area of consolidation, which it did. And then right around here at around 10:45, it basically broke below it. Now, notice how as it broke below it, so it went from 22.66 to about 22.46, just about 20 cents. It was rejected by the 200 SMA line, like clockwork right here with the wicks, and then it basically went back up. It retested it, and it just started consolidating around that 22.66 area. Now, why do you think this area right here looks so damn messy? It looks like a freaking war zone. The reason for that is because you have an area here where both SMAs and both EMAs are all partying at the same place. When you have this situation on any stock, stay away. Like, just don't trade anything here. When you have, you have the 200, the 50, the 9, and the 12 all meeting up here for a party. Just don't do anything right here, okay? Eventually, the stock starts moving up here. It never breaks that 22.91 for the call, so we're staying away from it. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. Again, it's just kind of like consolidating here between 22.91 and 22.66, which are Kayla's kind of calls and puts, which is kind of like also serve as you could basically draw a channel with those two as well and see how the stock pretty much traded here in between. Now here we see this giant red candle. Okay, it's signifying that something's about to happen. Look at the volume, look at the RSI, look at the MACD, right? But the wick right here just pushed it straight up right above 2266. That key kind of line of support. But then, you know, that was it. The bears took over, and you see these two bearish engulfing candles, or this red bearish engulfing candle, and you see everything go below the 6. It rides the 6 EMA all the way down, right? So here, most people would have exited with this green candle. But did the green candle close above the 6? No, it did not. So you stay there. You see this next one? It did not close below the 6. It did not close above the 6, and you could have ridden this all the way down here. Now, where does it exit? Where would you exit? Well, you can exit right here or right here when you start seeing a reversal, right? And everything starts going above the 6, above the 12. That's a good place to take profit. Now, the next level of resistance is the 50 SMA. Did it break above it? Nope, 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 until right over here. So you could have basically made profit all the way down to about 22.35, which is from 22.66 to 22.35. It's about a 1.33% move. So again, I'm just showing you the mechanics of where your patience needs to be before when you buy and when you sell, and understanding that the SMAs and the EMAs really act as levels of support and resistance. All right, let's go to Tesla. Tesla was called out at around 11:01 a.m. Let's see, 11:01 a.m. ET. So this is let's see, 11:01. Right, yeah, right around here, right? So 299.8 was the I put this wrong here. Let me just, that's why it wasn't making any sense. That was the second call. So 299.08. Okay, so notice how this is Kayla. She notices this strong support here at around, well, ever since the day started. And she says, okay, if it breaks below 299.08, you can go ahead and enter a put, right? Now, what happened here? Like, you see throughout the day, throughout the morning, Tesla is kind of trading sideways, and then suddenly it breaks to the 50, the 200, and it starts going up. Now, what happened here? What happened here? Well, if you go to live news, we see that Tesla, right around 12:35, a report by, what is this, NBC, Consumer Reports no longer recommends a Tesla 3 model. Okay, so again, remember, we go based on technicals, but when a catalyst or a news event happens, we have no control of the technicals anymore because people are going to freak out and they're just going to sell. Huge sell-off right here, and right around like clockwork at around 12:35, Tesla just dropped. Here is that 299.08 break and hold below it, and as you can see, just it was a beautiful drop all the way down to a low of 290. So if you would have entered at 299.08 or right below here, okay, notice that the whole time, right, with a huge drop like this, okay, you probably just want to rely on the 50 and use the 50 as your new area of resistance, so to speak. The 12 and the 6 were still working beautifully all the way down. It held below the 12, below the 6. Here, it kind of popped back up a little bit, and that's fine, just a little bit, but it wasn't doing it on strong volume. So again, you are still in profit here. You are making profit. I mean, you're already going from right here. You've already made about $3, right? The stock has already gone down about $3. And then you continue writing it down. Notice how right here it respects the 50 SMA. Okay, it just bounces right off of it, and boom, just keeps going down. Here it tries to recover. Does it break the 50 SMA? Nope. Goes below, again, below the 6, below the 12. Does it break the SMA here? Yes, it does. So right here would have been a good, right around this candle perhaps, would have been a good place to exit, right? But if you would have exited right there, you would have basically made some serious money. Look at this. This is a $6.50 move. Okay? So again, by respecting the EMAs and the SMAs, especially this one right here, and how it went, you know, the bigger the move, the bigger the chances are that it's probably you're probably gonna want to retest it with the 50 SMA. Now this is all happening on a 1 minute chart, because that's what Kayla went by these numbers of the 1 minute chart, so I'm using it with the 1 minute chart. Other people choose a 3 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, but I'm just going based on the 1 minute chart because we are technically day trading these stocks and these options. All right, now we go to Disney. I'm going to be quick because this is already taking way too long. Kayla posted a call on Disney above 114.07. Again, there was an area of resistance here, 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 here. So of course, the more times it kind of bounces off of it, the stronger it becomes. So the bigger the move is gonna be as it pushes back up. So if you would have entered right around here on this second candle, you would have made about, let's see, 42 cents on that contract. So if you would have entered, not a lot, but still you would have definitely made money. And again, above the 50, above the 12, above the 6, and it's just riding it, right? So this would have been more of a quick play, of course. You want to be careful because when it goes up here, you want to say, okay, so where should I exit? When is the next part to exit? So what you do is you need to step back a little bit. Let's see, let's go on the hourly here and look at where the next resistance is, right? So if you look at here, 114.07, there is one right here at about 114.28, this wick, kind of like it's gonna try to see if it goes through it. It did. And then eventually, if we go back in time, let's see if I can find the plays that I'm trying to, but let me go back to the daily ones real quick. Okay, so if I go down to the daily chart, we see this area right here, this area of consolidation right here as well. So this entire area between here and here, I am horrible at drawing this stuff, but you notice this area right here of consolidation. Well, this is where the stock is now going to try to test it. So whenever it breaks through that 114.07 that Kayla gave, you see that it was just a wick here that moved. It was a very, very quick move. I would probably personally not have entered this trade just because it was so quick, and the fact that it had so much consolidation around this area. So if it would have continued pushing through it, let's say your next level of resistance would have been somewhere around maybe 118.53. But if you did enter and you exited, let's go back to the 1 minute. Where would you have exited this play? Well, this is when you're doing kind of scalps or just shorter term plays. You would have exited right around here when both EMAs crossed over, right? Because now it built a little bit of a support level right around here. It broke it and it came all the way down. Cool. So all of the plays that we announced today. So we have again BABA, SPY. Doesn't matter, but my computer's just going slow. So BABA, SPY, Kron, Tesla, Disney. All of them you could have made profit. I made this video to show you guys the psychology behind the patience of a trade and holding on to it and holding on to your winners and not getting rid of them too soon. I hope everything that I told you about how the EMAs and the SMAs act as level of support and resistance will help you. And this is the first video that I do for this, so of course I will make them better. This was probably too long, but hopefully this helped you guys out with today's calls and puts. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. Any questions? Let me know.